All right, I stay all day yesterday and think about this mess that I did here. I really don't like it, and I didn't know where to put my finger. Where is the problem? Literally slip it over. I thought before sleeping and after I wake up, I got an idea. Usually in the morning when I'm waking up, if I'm having a very serious problem like this one, I'm getting some very interesting ideas. Usually the best ideas compared with the rest of the day. So the issue, like I said, I didn't know yesterday where to put my finger onto this problem. And the biggest problem what I'm having here is repairment. Is if something is breaking up from shocking, from vibrations, from whatever, just the solder itself becoming weak with time, because these wires are in force. Some of them are dragging or pushing in force onto the pins, and with time, I don't know, it can be hours, days, weeks, years. In 1 year it will just pop out, Beep. It'll be like that, Pew. Because that stress will eat little by little, and then it will give up and it will spring out. And how the fuck can I reach there? My original idea when I thought on this model, how to make it, I was thinking, I will drag it like this, I will repair whatever I'm having to repair, and then I will put it back. But in reality, these wires are too stiff, too hard to bend. You see, if I'm dragging hard enough, it springs. It is very, very, very hard. I have to individually loosen all these wires, and yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It's very hard to, and the wires themselves, they have potential to break inside the wire if I'm doing this too many times. So I had an idea this morning, probably last night as well. I had some hints, but this morning it was like a flash. Unfortunately, I have to give up on this very small user interface. I have to heavily modify it to accommodate this large board. And the idea is to put these LCDs at a bigger distance from each other, and this board to be glued on the cardboard, and then very small fine wires like this copper wire that you can barely see it, but here it is, like this, or something more thicker. But the idea is to use this bobbin wire or transformer wire, and to link from this exactly as I linked it with this very heavy wire that I'm having here, exactly from these points through the cardboard and to the pins of the ICs of these LCDs. And the LCDs, now when I'm looking at them, they have these long legs. The distance is very nice. I really like the distance between them. It's this user interface, I really like it, and I hate to modify it, but I will have to do it to be more close to the standard that I'm working. This is not the standard that I'm working. This is a beginner bullshit that I was working in this way a very long time ago. Very long time ago, when I was very young, I was doing shit like this, and I always dislike it. I didn't like it, but I grow up and I learned better how to do things. And this new idea that I already explained it is way better from many points of view, from visibility point of view, connections point of view, from repairment points of view, etc., etc. Unfortunately, it will not fit with the design that I'm having here, but the design can be adapted. So what I'm planning, let me actually make you a drawing. So this is the square here with the chip, and here is the chip, and this is under the board, under the cardboard. So you have to imagine that this is under the cardboard, is like it is here, and on the top are these three LCDs, which I will color them. Use this blue. The shape is more like a square. The LCD is because of the pins here, rectangular here, but from here to here to here. So this side and this side are mostly like a square. This is one LCD, this one in the middle, and this one will be here. But the biggest problem is that from a side, if you're looking from a side, the pins, and it's having 5 pins, like 3, but change 5 pins per one side, but 10 on both sides. And it is this longer pins, and I have no idea how to catch them. The usual way I'm catching them, let me use this other one. The usual way for any kind of integrated circuit, I'm bending them laterally. So I'm bending them laterally. But if I'm bending this one laterally like this, and this one as well, they will short out with this distance. So theoretically, I have to enlarge even this distance to make room for that bending of the pins. Another idea is to use the entire LCD with these pins straight like that. Here will be the cardboard, and underneath will be this large board like this with the chip on it. So this is the board with the chip, and this is the cardboard. So the LCD will stay on its legs vertically like that, and somehow I will have to make little pads there and there, and probably, I'm not sure, to be absolutely sure, probably 4 of them. Show you from the top like this. So this is one square, like I did here. You see these pads. Well, I draw it vertically. I should have drawn it horizontally. Motherfucker. So I can maintain this distance between the LCDs, and here is the other pad for the next LCD. and it will be very close to this one, very, very close. So that's how I'm planning, how I'm thinking. Actually, I didn't think at all at this problem with the LCD pins. I only thought how to change this board to stick it to this cardboard and to this LCDs. This was the actual idea, what you are seeing here. Make an okay sign. This is the idea that I had. But I didn't think on the LCDs, legs. I can do another thing. So I will show you in 3D right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the length of the leg, but a little bit bent, a little bit for all of them. A tiny little bit of bending. This will shorten the height, and also it will give me a little bit of foot there to solder onto it, the wires and everything. But the biggest problem is how much and how close I will get from one LCD to another. So this is a problem with the distance between them. So I will have to take out everything to dismantle this and to make another cardboard, and with different distances between the LCDs here to leave room for that bending of the leg and also the pads like I discussed here, and that's it. And also left and right as this size of this board. So here on this drawing I will have to actually mark where this board will be on the back of the cardboard, and this will tell me how wide all this space will have to be that will contain the board and the LCDs. So this will be the cardboard size. Let me actually color it with red to be a bit more clear. So I will have some quite wasting space here, like that, you see? Here on the paper is looking nice, but in reality I will have to move this potentiometer way left, and this element, because of this wideness here, I'll have to move it way there. So the cardboard will have to be a bit more larger than this, but it's not really a problem. It's not that a big problem, but it's a very good idea. It's a very good idea from the repairment point of view, and not this bullshit what I'm having here. I really dislike it. I really don't like it. This was the way I did it here was the first time when I'm working with this board, with this chip on a final product. This is the final board pretty much, and I didn't know how to. I was desperate how to make it, and I made it whatever I could imagine. The first thing that it popped in my mind, that's what I worked on, that idea. But I didn't like it from the beginning, but it was the only idea I had, so I had to do something. So this is what I did, and I didn't like it, so I stay and thought even more, and I come to the conclusion I have to change it dramatically and drastically. I have to change everything, to rebuild everything from scratch and to resize everything, because this is what it's about. But now I know better. Now I know better, and it's not that big of a progress. Well, it is kind of half of the progress because I have this microcontroller to add, but it's now I'm having some experience, this adapter board with this chip, with this many pins, and it's a novelty for me. And it was a challenge. It was a very big challenge. And if you remember the first prototype I made on the breadboard, I used this kind of wires as well. So in a sense, what I did here, I kind of copied my first model that I built with this chip. And yeah, I worked on the same steps as before. This is the first final product with this chip, with this board, and with this LCDs. I never used these LCDs anywhere else. This is the first time. I have quite a few problems to solve and to deal with. And I'm making mistakes, and this is a shitty mistake what I'm doing here, but it's not really a mistake. It's a part of a process. It's the first version, which is not actually a finalized first version. I actually interrupted this first version in the middle of the process, and I will make the second version that will be better. And also I will integrate this board as well at a certain distance, not close to this, or can I will see what I will do if I will leave a space or very close to it. But the idea was to put it very close to this board. I was thinking to make them like a continuous board. This will be also glued on the cardboard, and I will see where I will have the space for it. I also thought on the wires for this. Where are you? Here it is. This is I should probably solder it there, not to lose it. For this RGB LED, the wires for it, they don't actually have to penetrate the cardboard right here. So I can put this element practically on top somewhere here. I can put it intersecting this red area of the board and the screens and the LCDs, because I can drag the wires like that. I was thinking on this problem as well, how I will actually put the wires on these pads to control this RGB LED. So I can drag the wires outside, and from here I can drag them to my chip, which will be somewhere here, or maybe I will make a better design, who knows. But I'm having plenty of space here where is this potentiometer, because on this side is kind of the end, you know, I don't want to make it even larger. So it will be nice to be immediately under the microcontroller, but longer wires for this element, for only 4 wires, is not really a big issue. And on this side for this two, and on this side like this for this other two. So I can go with the wires like that, you know, for this two and for this two and this. And then I can put a piece of paper on top and glue it over the wires to protect them from bending, and that's it. And from this point I can drag the wires wherever I need. So that's this issue. And this guy here, I will have to leave a considerable space around him, like 1 centimeter all around him, not like it is right now when it's intersecting with this board. Well, it's intersecting on this pin here. This is not a problem here and here, but this is the pin, and I have space to get inside there, but not really. I really like at least 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters like that all around it, some spacing, to be able to get with the iron on the leg and not, you see here, I'm touching this guys here. So this is not working, by the way. I'm just showing, I'm just explaining. And this will be quite in the air, because this board will be glued on the cardboard. So this will get at this size, and this will basically stick in the air, and I will have I will have plenty of space. It will not be like it is right now. That's the idea. So this is the plan, unfortunately, and I may say shit, because I started something and it's very hard to step back and to remake everything. But with half of my brain was aware of making a big mistake by doing this, what I did here. I kind of assumed I will have to do something drastic in the future when I started all of this. So with half of my brain, I was thinking I will change it. So I was expecting to change all of this. So it's not that of a big of a shock for me. Usually I'm getting very depressed when I have to change everything. But I have some experience in my back of the ears behind me. I believe I can deal with it. So now I will start to disassemble everything that you are seeing here, get to work, and actually do it like I told. So rebuilding everything from scratch. Yeah, it's a very shitty problem, but it has to be done. And I wasted some materials here. These wires, I cut them already, but I will reuse them somewhere else probably. I will put them in my scrap of wires here, the pile of scrap wires. Okay, let's actually start dismantling everything. And this will be funny. This will be nice and interesting to watch, probably, because this will be easy to do it. My biggest concern, truly my biggest concern, is not to break the legs of these LCDs, or even worse, the glass, because this is real glass. Like I said, this is a prototype. And also with this occasion, in the same time, I'm making a point how easy it is to prototype on cardboard, and how convenient it is to change in the middle of the design. I'm changing my mind right now, and with this occasion I'm proving how awesome and extremely beneficial it is to get used to work with cardboard as a backbone of every prototyping that you are doing. So that's my point. All right, my iron is hot right now, so I'll start dismantling everything, and see you on the next side when I will have everything taken out. You know what? This will be actually more easy to make, because I know exactly what I need to do right now. Yesterday, when I built this thing, I didn't know what to do, so it took me quite a long time. But now, I hope until tonight, so the entire day today, I hope I will reach the same stage that I am right now, but in this new shape or form. And to get to the same stage I am right now, to reach the same stage I am right now. So that's my goal, that's my purpose for today. Yes, very shitty to repair something. If this wire was springing out from there in the middle of my designing, I had to take out everything like I did right now and go there, repair that thing, and very shitty. Very shitty. So this was quite a big mistake, but again, it's my first design with this components, with this board, with this LCDs, with this particular chip. Yeah. I will have also to take out these wires as well. This is the process of designing. You will make mistakes, and don't be afraid of them. A very interesting idea about school, the principle, the idea of the school is from many points that is having good and bad. But one bad point of schooling, the traditional school at least, it is forcing you not to accept failure. So this is a very interesting point. I never knew about it in my youth. When I was in school, I was having this question in my mind. What is good for the school? What is fucking me with? And one very good point was this, that it is not allowing you, it is teaching you that failure is a mistake, that failure is not a good thing. You should not fail. If you are failing, you are a disgrace, you are a loser. This is what school is teaching you. This is what the traditional school is programming you from little child to be. From one side, from one point of view, maybe it's a very good thing to not accept failure. But in reality, you will encounter failure a lot in life, a lot. And failure, as it is taught and as you learn it in school, is definitely not a good thing in life, in real life, especially in science, where failure is part of the process. Like here, for me, this was a failure, and I should have give up very quickly, because the school I have behind me, I have art school, I have art faculty, and I have all the degrees, all the schooling like a normal person. I'm not fucked up. I didn't get out of school at all. But I learned from others. I learned from my own experience and doing things that this very essential truth, that failure is part of the process, is part of life, and you learn by failing. And this is absolutely horrific when you have to not believe something like the school. You have not to truly believe it, not to put it in your heart, and you have to stick with what you know, what is working for you. You have to model yourself, to trust yourself, and to trust your beliefs. I'm not against school. School is very good thing to a point, but after a point is getting nowhere, is leading you nowhere, is not helping you anymore. So it is helping you some steps in your life, in some directions. It is preparing you, but in my case, it actually destroyed it destroyed my life, schooling, because I'm nobody right now. I'm, socially, I'm nobody. But I am somebody in what I know for myself. I know what to do. X, Y things, I am very good at them. And I'm a very good artist, traditional and digital. I'm very good electronist. I know a lot of shit. And but even if I'm knowing all these things, I still cannot get a normal job, a good job on my profile, on the things that I know how to do best. And I'm not allowed, because I don't have a diploma or a paper on electronics. I have the diploma and the papers on art, but not in electronics. So I cannot progress or do anything about it. I can do these things that I'm doing here by myself, but not really as a profession. So the society is not letting me, is not accepting me, the stuff that I know how to do, but I don't have some shitty papers. Yeah, fucked up, very fucked up system, very fucked up, very antique system. And again, I'm not against it. I'm not promoting anything against schooling. I think it's a good thing, but to a point. So I finished completing this part. Again, I don't like that I had to go back. It's a very shitty sentiment, again, of failure, but it will be better. It will be better. I will make it better this time. This is a very important lesson learned, what I'm doing right now. And I hope you can learn it along me, along my side. You can learn this little detail, this little lesson of failing and getting back to and getting better. The core idea is I really care how it will look and feel in the very end. In the very end, this product, how it will feel and look. And that's what I'm actually, that is my core idea. That's my point I'm concentrating into. That's what is guiding me. That is the answer that is putting me to take out everything and to reshape everything. I hope it's clear and not as mad. Okay, so another problem here is that I have to take out all these LCDs, take them out from here, but they have this wiring. And to show, you see, this is a piece of paper that I glued here to hold these wires, and it's a very nice and very firm. And as you can see, it is from yesterday, but it's super glued here. And as I told you, this is a very nice glue. It's like a rubber. You see how it is not cemented, but is like exactly like a rubber, like a hard rubber. And in time, after I don't know, weeks or months, it will be like a cement. Glue for shoes. Okay, I have to take out all these wires and take out all these LCDs. And it took me a couple of minutes to do everything I'm showing you here. I really hope I can reuse these wires. I'm not sure how well you can see, but it's like a little hook. There is like a little hook like that. And sometimes it's 1 or 2 toners. This time is 2 toners. So there in the middle is a little bit of problem because of those hooks. Also, if one of these wires were snapping off from the solder, imagine how I was getting inside here with all the wiring that was before. Unbelievable. So that was a very, very big problem. How to repair it, how to reach inside and to repair. Okay, I managed to take out everything. Good, very good. Very, very good. All right, so these pins are extremely well used, and they are more sensitive right now than they were brand new, because I bent them quite a lot and I stressed them a lot. Let's see if I can force them out from here. It's not a good idea. No, probably I will have to clean them and then take them out. Okay, this is an extra solicitation. Are you getting out good enough? You won't believe how resilient the cardboard is. I have two cardboards here. Let's see how I will get you out. Probably this is a good idea. Yep, yes, good, good, good. Yeah, the very stressed pins I have here. I don't like it when I'm stressing them. I am aware of stressing the pins, but I cannot do anything about it. I have to force them. I have to force them. Excellent. Good. Fucking hell. Yeah. A couple of days of work got into this, and they are. But this is called experience. Experience with this board, with this chip, and also these LCDs. Experience how to use them. And like I said, I will bend them, and I'm not sure how much. Here, let me try this one, a tiny little bit there, and play a little bit. I hope I can bend them more, but I want a certain distance between them. Probably. So this is the distance between them, with those legs bent. Let's compare it with what I'm having here. If it's, yeah, it's the same spacing. It's quite the same spacing. It will look nice. Now, how, oh, like this maybe? No. So now I know exactly what I need to do. That's a very big advantage from before. Is my soldering iron, how I will reach the middle ones. Yeah, probably with the sharper tip, probably with this one. I will have to get there. Yeah, they are too tall. These components, they are too tall, and I have to get somewhere there like that. Okay, let's say it's good enough. And this is the distance between them. Yeah, a little bit separated, but it's not that big of a deal. And I will actually start with them in my design, and probably even larger distance to be able to solder them. It's not a problem of cardboard size. I have plenty of cardboards, a lot of them. It is a problem of how stiff I can make these cardboards, not to be super bent, because if I'm enlarging the size, as you can see, they'll get very, very bendy. And I like this one because it's quite stiff. Yeah, well, not really. it's still bending quite easily. If I position them already, let me make some markings and measure everything. So it's 5 centimeters, 5 and a little bit. Let's see if I'm making them a little bit more larger. It will be a problem. It will be such a big problem. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a problem with otitis, and I'm using amoxicillin for otitis. That is happening once or twice per year, and sometimes with blood coming out from my ear. And the hospital couldn't do anything. I got in hospital when I was in my 30s, and they shot me with penicillin. They administered injections with penicillin, which is a very old remedy. Amoxicillin is created for otitis to cure it and to attack it, while the penicillin is a broad, large spectrum of stuff. Is not concentrated on anything like amoxicillin is. And they didn't tell me anything, absolutely anything. I believe at some point I asked them, why don't you cure me with amoxicillin? And they told me, it's very expensive, we cannot afford that. And we have what we have, and you have to suffer. And I had to suffer 1 month with their way of doing things. And the problem got back, it disappeared apparently. And after 1 week, after I got out from hospital, it reappeared the same power, with the same power as before, with blood getting out from my ear. It was quite severe. And then I, as sick as I was, I started to make my homework, to learn about it, to learn about the drugs, the medicine that I need to take. And I read a lot about penicillin first, and then I got to amoxicillin, which is a cousin, is an advancement, is an upgrade from penicillin, is in the same series of treatments. Then I realized this is specific for otitis, and I got myself on the pharmacy and asked, and I buy them, and I treated myself at home. And in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks like that, I solved the problem. But the problem is recurring yearly, year after year. So it's probably a bigger problem what I'm having. That is not only the one problem that appeared one time and that's it, I solve it. It's something that is very messed up inside. So that's why I'm having quite a bunch of these amoxicillin cardboards, unfortunately. So this is another lesson, how to take care of yourself. If others are incompetent, you have to be competent for yourself. Learn to be competent for yourself. Learn to do your homework. And that's how people are treated, at least here. I'm not talking about Russia or Germany or America, but here they are treated like shits. And you have to learn how to treat yourself. Very simple, no? Okay, I believe I will, so I will glue them together now. I can barely see because of this color, and I want them very well glued. So, do you like my stories? Alright, let's hope it's good enough. Actually, here in the margins, in the corners, to add a little bit more. Okay. Oh boy, this is smelling. This is smelling quite potent. This was actually used as a drug, Prelandez, here in Romania, in Bucharest, especially in Bucharest, in the capital of the country. They were sniffing the smell of this, and they were, I'm not sure, they were hallucinating or something. I believe they were from children houses. They are throw away, and the government have to deal with them. Those are escaped from there, and they got this Prelandez to sniff it. And when they were inhaling the gases that are emanating from that, it was inducing them some nice thoughts, I believe. Yeah, for me it's not that nice, personally. I know about it, is the advertisement of it. Okay, so the cardboard is pretty okay now, it's pretty good. I'll use this face, most probably. Right now is 1 hour and a half from when I started. So this is an extra point that I want to make, how easy it is to disassemble something and to reassemble it using cardboards. So this is a board with pads here, and I'm taking it out and I will place it there. So this is how convenient it is to work with my approach, with my invention, because this is my invention with the cardboard, which I want to pass it to my children's, that I will never have, probably. For the future children's then, if I will not have any. Doesn't matter. I will probably have to clean all these holes to have them as they were new, because I want to put the wire through the hole and through the cardboard, through them, to get. And right now all these holes are filled. I have no idea how to... I will try to clean them, and then I will come back. Okay, I find the method how to clean them with the needle, with my trusty needle. So my needle, it is capable of getting through the hole, as you can see, you see? And the diameter of it is perfect for with the diameter of the hole. So what I'm doing, I'm heating up the hole, and I'm pushing out the solder that is inside it, and the solder that is sticking on the needle is getting off very quickly. It's not sticking like on the copper. Yeah, here is creating like a tube. So I will have to push it from this side down to create a tube here on this side, because this side will be on the cardboard. Yes, good. Yeah, you see? Okay, so that's the way I'm doing it. Look how much solder I took out from all those holes on this side, you see? And here on this other side with the chip, look here, where, so also here. Okay, this is cleaned up, very good. Look how much solder I took out, which I can reuse, by the way. Yeah, see? I remelted everything that I took out, and now I'm having a bigger bowl. Okay, let's see. This is the top of the IC. So this represents that this is the top, to be visible for you as well. And I should put it here because when I'm turning it this way, this will be the LCD's location. So take in account this distance as well. Yeah, probably this is what I will do. And now I can freely arrange all of this like I planned, like I showed you, in this sector, this red sector here. This is the board and these are the LCDs. So I'm following exactly the same, that sketch, that idea, a guideline. Always use very thin guidelines, very thin. Don't press too much, too hard. This is a general rule that I learned it in school actually. It's one of the few good things. And my times were very strict and very rigorous. I actually had a very good school compared with what is happening today. This will be the distance between them. So let's compare it with what I was having before. Yeah, the distance was very short. But it's a tiny little bit change of design and size. I'm also having this element. So probably this will be there. I have plenty of space here. The space management is way more better than before. So now I have to transfer what I'm having here on another cardboard and to glue it here.